What's up, MDS fam? This is Hurricane here at Hurricane Studios Control Room. This is the inaugural episode 1 of the MDSLab, the MyDrumSet.com laboratory. Ooh, I'm excited because we are going to take a look and listen to a bunch of different independent companies and the products that they make. It's a labor of love. They work really hard, and it's up to us to give them opportunity to be seen and heard. So let's check this out. Episode 1 immediately right away. Creative Percussion. Creative Percussion is out of Goffston, New Hampshire, and Kevin Feeney, makes these super cool things. He's been a working drummer for the past 30 years and has just been a maker and an inventor, and he puts stuff together that he thinks would be pretty cool. So he's sent us here at My Drum Set Lab a bunch of beaters and accessories, and we're going to go ahead and demo those. The way this is going to work is I'm going to individually introduce each one, and then we're going to shoot down to the drum studio at the lab. I'm going to play a pattern on the kick drum with this. That way we can I'm going to do the same pattern. I'm going to go through each one of them after I introduce them. That way we'll be able to hear what the attack is, how much tone it's bringing out of the head and the shell, the resonance, and just how each one affects the audio in a different way. Let's get right to it. Beater number 1, felt beater. So what we have here is European wool felt. It's a soft felt beater, but it's not soft like you think it is. It's left untreated and natural for a nice punchy hit with low attack. What I really like about it is that it's not the hamburger style that you normally see. It's round this way so that it doesn't matter what angle this is coming at off of the pedal to engage with the head. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because this right here is the example. That's what happens. This is my normal beater, and you can see how smooshed it is on that side. Well, it seems obvious to us to do it that way, but Kevin did it, and it's genius. Anyway, this is the felt beater Creative Percussion. Let's go to the pattern. Okay, cool. So now you can see what the pattern is going to be, where there's 4 heel down open hits where I let the head ring, and then I start to bury the beater and continue with the pattern through some singles and doubles. The pattern will remain the same for the rest of the beaters. Let's get right to the second beater. Actually, the pattern changes for this one. This is why. This is the Marshmallow. It is 100% wool. It's super soft for that vintage sound. It's a big 2.5-inch diameter. It's basically the same weight, 3.1 ounces as an average beater, but it's big and soft. So what I do in the video for this one is I'm going to play 4 very soft beats. That's what this guy, in my opinion, is really for. So I'll do 4 of those and then into the regular pattern. So after that, the pattern will remain the same. So let's do it. Okay, you see how that was with the 4 open ones, and that's how I think the softer hits. That's how I think that beater should be used. But I definitely did have to go through and pound it down a little bit, because that's what I wanted to do. Let's hit the next beater. Oh man, this is the Hypersphere. This is a polished, hollow, stainless steel beater. And as I picked this up, the first time I picked it up, I went, I was expecting this to weigh something like the moon weighs, but reality, this is super light. And I mean like 2.6 ounce light. Really, really light. This thing is so freaking fast, it's definitely named correctly as being the Hypersphere. Now, I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce one of the accessories that Kevin included. This is a beater weight. And you can see it's a little drum key right there, and now you can put the beater weight on. If I don't want it as light, I can slide the weight up a little bit, and as you move the weight up, it puts more mass to the end of that, and it's going to make it heavier. I was going to kind of change the speed for this thing, but it was so light that I wasn't used to it, so I would consider using one of the Creative Percussion beater weights on something like this. But let's go down to the studio and give it a shot, hear what it sounds like right away. Next up we have the cork hammer. Cool. That's made out of cork. It's actually agglomerated cork, and what that means is it's a bunch of fine particles smooshed together. So this guy is a medium weight, and you can hit it on two different surfaces. It's got the softer felt for more of a thud, and then it's got just the hard cork. And it's not just open cork. He's gone through a process of 7 coats of polyurethane, and it gives it this kind of almost plasticky feel to it. So it doesn't feel, it's got some durability is what I'm trying to say. So the other cool thing about this one, and this is actually carried in the next 3 beaters, is its ability. This is so cool, right? Oh, that guy moves around. So if I want to hit yay and get my angle just right, so that I'm using the whole flat surface instead of just up here like we saw on the other one that was eroded away. There's my thud, flat on the face, great contact. If I want to switch it around, that's it. Brilliant. So this is the cork hammer. Let's go take a listen to this guy. Once again, that was pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one. This is Elite. This is shock-mounted beater. And Elite, the IT in Elite stands for isolation technology. And really the point of this guy is to help alleviate the shock coming off if you've got some bad knees or some joints. And there's a rubber gasket in between the shaft and the head there. So that's alleviating a bunch of the vibration coming off of smacking the head all the time. Also, view that image. It's the same thing on the aluminum inner core that the wood head wraps around. So that's got the rubber gasket on as well. So between those two guys and then a nice felt face on it, it's really getting rid of a bunch of, you can actually feel the difference. If you got bad knees or bad joints or whatever, this is what it's for. So you've got two surfaces once again. You have the hard wood. I'm gonna be honest, this thing looks like a piece of furniture. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. So you've got the wood side, the felt side, and it's going to alleviate some of the shock and potentially help you make it through a couple of hour set if you need to, or whatever your worries are. Elite isolation technology, shock mounted beater, brand new from Creative Percussion. Give this guy a shot. let's roll on. This to me is the iconic looking Creative Percussion beater. It's the egg beater. The egg beater, it's a natural finish on birch wood, and it's got the egg shape, and it kind of brings out the mids. That's the surface you want to hit with. You could probably hit with that, but I don't want to replace my head that often. So if you use the natural wood, that's cool. And just to make sure that you're going to be able to get that precise flat engagement, it's got the rotating head too. I love it. So it has a rotating head. It's bringing out the low mid frequencies, and also a 1-inch felt disc it comes with. Movable head, birch wood. Let's give that one a shot. All right, that was cool. Time for the final beater. This is the skateboard wheel, the transparent version of the skateboard wheel. So you can see that gorgeous flattened D shape to it. It's going to give you more attack and punch. So you could play it on this side if you'd like, or you could play it on this side, different sounds. And especially because it has the same rotating head. Super cool. I love that it's transparent. I love that it's a repurposed skateboard wheel. So this thing has a lot of mass, serious thump to it. These guys are made to order though, so there's about a 2 to 3 week delivery date on those from when you order it. But man, it is really worth it. Super fun colors. They got a bunch of them. And it is so freaking heavy. I love it. So let's go and take a listen to this guy. All right, most excellent. So what I want to do now is I want to take and I want to play a groove with just kick, snare, and hats. And every 2 bars, I'm going to switch beaters, or I'm going to flip the beater around. So let's go and listen to that. Listen for the difference in the attack and the tone and the punch and all those things that we've talked about. Hear how it sounds, how each beater sounds a little bit different in a groove. All right, rolling through the groove like that with switching out the beaters. Hopefully that sheds some light on the difference of them and how it's actually audible in full heat of battle kind of stuff. Oh, geez, look at that. 7 ridiculously awesome beaters from Kevin Feeney. Thank you so much for sending these to the lab. Check him out, please. CreativePercussion.net. What a wonderful place. Wonderful options. I didn't know that the beater made such a big difference, but it does. Thank you guys so much for coming out and watching this one and participating. This is Hurricane once again at Hurricane Studios in the MDSLab. This has been episode 1 with Creative Percussion. Episode 2 will come out in the future, where it'll be something else that's super cool that we should all put our eyes and ears on. Anyway, until then, have a great holiday, and I'll probably see you next year.